A little while ago, I made a video about the Walrus Audio Julia. And I just kind of discussed some of the features and how to use it. And ever since then, really, I've had it on my board as like as a primary pedal. Like it's always on my board in some capacity. I don't necessarily always use it, but it is always on my board in some way. Anyway, I'm noodling. One way that I like using the Walrus Audio Julia, it's a very straightforward thing to keep in mind. So you have your rate and your depth in proportion to each other. So as you can see right here, I have the rate like cranked all the way down, right? And then the depth turned all the way down. And I feel like that's a really good way to get it to sound pretty good. Let me just turn my reverb and my delay off right now. I find this sounds the best if you're playing stuff like very fast. So for instance, like if I turn my rate up around here, now that still has applications in terms of how you would want to use it. You know, it still has, I'm sure someone could figure out a way to make that sound pretty good. But in my opinion, I think it sounds best when you have these two dials like in proportion to each other. Conversely, I think if you're going to play something that's like relatively slow, I think you're actually best to do the opposite. So you go like your rate cranked like that, and then you turn your depth down to like around here. But ultimately, I think that the Walrus Audio Julia, and probably any chorus pedal for that matter, but maybe it's just this one. Maybe it's just I got lucky and the first chorus pedal I got was really awesome. By the way, if you're looking for something to practice, get my fretboard memorization cheat sheet from travelingguitarist.com/fretboard cheat sheet. What it is it's all the triads, the major and minor triads in every single key. Through the octave mapping technique and through a couple other techniques, you can actually just learn to memorize not only the notes of the fretboard, but you can also learn how to improvise in a bunch of different keys by understanding the the foundation of harmony, which is the triads, right? The foundation of chords. You can also sign up to my forum at forum.travelingguitarist.com. There you can chat with people about guitar and music and whatever else you'd like. But I find that it introduces like a sound. I don't know how to describe the sound that it introduces, but it's like a saturation. It's like it does something to the sound without like affecting it that much, but it makes it sound better. You know what I mean? Like it just like improves the sound of what I'm playing, in my opinion, but in a way that like it's not like altering the fundamental character of the sound, like almost like a transparent drive in a sense, but an effect. So when I turn it off, and then when you add in your reverb and delay and all that good stuff, one song that I didn't know had a chorus on it was Pantera's Tens, the song from A Great Southern Trendkill. It's really popular on TikTok now, and I've liked that solo for a long time, but I didn't know what effect he had on that guitar there. And it turns out that he has a chorus playing, and that's kind of how he gets the tone. But I'll show you what that sounds like with the chorus and then without the chorus, and then you'll have an idea of like why chorus is so cool. To me, it kind of just adds something that it needs. It gives it that little bit extra to make it a little less of a boring solo. Because without it, it's missing something. But anyway, yeah, let me know what you think in terms of what kind of pedals did you find made a huge difference in your sound, but you didn't know that he was going to do that. I would say for me, chorus has definitely been one of those. But also like what I did in a recent video where you combine like distortion with a tube screamer and compression. And you also put the loudest pedals in a gate, in the effects loop of a noise gate. I find that that's made a big difference. So let me know, like, what are those like secret pedals that you've used, or like not even a pedal, but a secret setup that you've used that added just like that extra special thing that you needed to get the perfect sound.